If you listen closely, you might still hear the echo of the drums. Not of war now, but of dreamers marching across oceans through time toward the promise of a land that would one day be called the United States of America. Their footsteps shake beneath the ground even now, because every American story, every dream, every failure turned triumph began with someone daring to imagine what others feared. This story begins on a night centuries ago, when the world was ruled by kings and guilds, when serfs bent their backs for bread and merchants crossed seas chased by storms. On that night, the sky above an unnamed European village glowed faint with stars, though clouds like bruised parchment drifted to swallow them. And in a wooden barn beside the edge of wheat fields slept a boy named Elias, curled beneath a scratchy wool blanket. His face, gaunt from hunger, bore the restless dream of all the unheard. He dreamed of a land he had never seen. In his sleep, he saw towering cities lit by lightning, captured in glass bulbs. He smelled roasted meats drifting from street vendors beneath iron bridges. And he heard languages from every corner of earth mingling in a chorus of hope. He saw hands shaking on deal tables, fortunes rising and falling like tides, innovators forging machines that roared. Most vividly, he saw a flag-red stripes glowing like embers, white stripes like new parchment, and a field of stars gleaming brighter than the heavens. When he awoke, his heart beat with inexplicable longing. Elias lived with his uncle, a stern farmer who believed dreams were dangerous. Grain was safer than ambition, soil more reliable than imagination. Each dawn, Elias dragged a wooden plow across frozen ground, yet the dream returned every night, clearer than before. Whispers traveled through the village about far lands. Some said west beyond the horizon lay kingdoms gilded in gold. Sailors spoke of a new world, wild and vast, where a person could be reborn. Elias stored every fragment of rumor in his mind. What his uncle didn't know, and what Elias himself barely understood, was that he had glimpsed not the present, but the future. A land that centuries later would become the USA, a machine of opportunity roaring across history. Weeks passed, hunger grew. Winter carved merciless lines across the villagers' faces. Elias knew that if he stayed, his life would end in the same soil where generations before him had collapsed with silent resignation. One night, when the barn lantern flickered low, Elias packed a crust of stale bread, a rusted compass his mother once held, and slipped into the silent dark. The wind cut like a blade, but freedom already warmed him from inside. The moon cast pale shadows like brushstrokes across packed snow, illuminating his path toward the unknown. He walked 4 days, through forests thick with claw marks and abandoned monasteries where monks once sang. At the edge of a great port city, Elias tasted sea salt carried by the breeze. Ships bobbed in the harbor, their masts spearing the sky like spears of ambition. Elias approached sailors with trembling voice. He would work for passage. He would scrub decks, carry barrels, anything. Most laughed. A boy with nothing. Not worth feeding. But one grizzled captain paused. "You've got the eyes of someone who has seen something unreal," he muttered. "What land calls you?" Elias answered without hesitation. "A land of freedom, a future land, a land not yet born." The captain, amused or intrigued, accepted him. Thus began Elias's voyage. Brutal storms, rotting rations, back-breaking labor. Many nights he lay beneath soaked ropes, staring at constellations and wondering whether fate mocked him or guided him. One evening, lightning forked across the sky, illuminating monstrous waves rising like walls. Men screamed. The sea devoured the deck. The captain roared, orders drowned by thunder. Elias clung to a beam as the ship broke apart like splintering bones. Thrown into the freezing Black Sea, Elias felt death's grip. But another force pulled him upwards, something stronger than fear. The vision of that strange flag shimmering in his mind. He survived, washing ashore on a barren coast. Most crew perished. The captain, barely alive, whispered before his final breath, "If you reach your land, boy, tell them we all died believing in your impossible dream." Elias buried him with trembling hands. For days, he followed footprints of migrating traders, begging for work, food, direction. He crossed rugged mountains and endless plains. His body weakened, but the vision sharpened. Somewhere across time, he saw factories burning with innovation. Pioneers crossing frontiers to carve futures into unyielding stone. Migrants stepping onto unfamiliar soil with trembling hope. He saw inventors, astronauts, artists, soldiers and everyday people fighting to believe that impossible dreams could breathe if nurtured. He was not chasing a place. He was chasing an idea. That idea would one day become the United States. Years passed as Elias journeyed westward. Eventually, he found a settlement, a crude fort built by wanderers of every tongue. They called themselves searchers. Among them, former knights seeking redemption, scholars fleeing persecution, peasants running from famine, merchants hungry for untapped markets. Fires crackled, casting shadows on the earthen walls. Conversations swirled like wind. Liberty, enterprise, exploration, dignity. Their leader, a weathered woman named Jezebel, questioned Elias. "Why did you come here?" His voice shook. "I saw a dream of a land where opportunity is open to all, where a person can break free of fate, where anyone may rise." A hush fell. Searchers looked at him with eyes haunted by the same hunger. "You're not alone," Jezebel whispered. "We all dreamed it. Together, they built it." They toiled without rest-raising walls, mapping horizons, cultivating land. They argued, failed, tried again. Some left, some died, but hope remained. Though primitive, the settlement became a living seed of what would one day blossom across oceans. The audacity to build a nation forged from dreams rather than ancestry. Elias, once a starving farm boy, grew into a leader. People listened when he spoke of a land where merit ruled, not lineage, where innovation changed destiny, where unity among differences forged unimaginable strength. One cold dawn, Elias climbed a ridge overlooking miles of untouched wilderness. Winds howled like ancient spirits, whipping his cloak. He knelt and planted a hand-stitched banner knot, the stars and stripes, not yet, but a symbol that preceded it. Crude stars stitched unevenly, crude stripes painted from berry dye. It was imperfect. It was fragile, but it represented possibility. For the first time, Elias whispered the word, America. The settlement echoed the name like a prayer. Little did Elias know barely beyond the horizon forces of greed and conquest would rise. Conflicts would fracture the dream. Voices of division would threaten unity. Many would try to claim America for themselves, forgetting the dream belonged to all. And Elias would face betrayal from the people he trusted most. End of part I story will continue with betrayal within the early settlement, a philosophical battle between control and freedom. Elias's descendants, arriving in the actual USA centuries later, how their struggle reflects today's American motivation, a powerful moral for modern USA audiences. Thank you so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate your time and support. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to hit the like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing content just like this. I'll be back again with another brand new video very soon. Until then, take care, stay healthy, and stay safe. Wishing you all the best. Goodbye for now, and thank you once again.